Pentagon says the U.S.-led airstrikes have been successful at hitting their targets, but the battle for Kobani is revealing the limitations of airstrikes alone to push back ISIL. CCTV's Jim Spellman has more.
Despite U.S.-led coalition airstrikes against ISIL targets near Kobani, Syria, along the Turkish border, Pentagon officials say the town will likely fall to the terrorists.
Airstrikes alone are not going to do this, not going to fix this, not going to save the town of Kobani.
The problem, according to U.S. officials, there are no ground troops to finish the job after the airstrikes. The U.S. has said repeatedly that no U.S. forces will take on that role. In Iraq, the U.S. works with Iraqi security forces and the Kurdish Peshmerga.
That sort of ground operation doesn't currently exist in Syria right now, and that will limit the effectiveness of the United States military to have the same kind of impact on the situation in Kobani.
U.S. efforts to train Syrian rebels to battle ISIL will take months at least, and there is no guarantee those forces will be effective. The U.S. is pushing Turkey to take on a direct role fighting ISIL, but until a viable ground troop option develops in Syria, Washington is lowering expectations and looking beyond Kobani.
Notwithstanding the crisis in Kobani, the original targets of our efforts have been the command and control centers, the infrastructure. We're trying to deprive the ISIL of the overall ability to wage this, not just in Kobani, but throughout Syria and into Iraq. So I think you will see over the next hours, days, the fullness of that strategy evolving and decisions being made about the Turks and others as to exactly what role they're going to play.
Turkey has suggested creating a buffer zone for displaced people inside Syria. Millions have been forced to flee their homes since the civil war there began in 2011, and many have fled to Turkey. France supports the buffer zone idea, and U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry today said the U.S. would explore the idea, but at this point, a buffer zone is not part of the U.S. plan. Jim Spellman, CCTV, Washington.